When it comes to online gaming, nothing quite compares to the chaos and the adrenaline of massive player-filled battles. I mean, we're talking about like hundreds, sometimes thousands of people fighting across open, sprawling maps, sometimes not so open, sometimes in urban environments, but in some of the most intense virtual war zones out there. So today, we're counting down the top 10 online games with the biggest battles in 2025 and taking us right into 2026. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the obvious one, which is Battlefield 6. And this series is the long-running king of cinematic warfare. Love it or hate it, there's still nothing quite like the series' mix of destructible environments, combined arms gameplay, and the sheer visual spectacle. That is what it excels at the most, is making you feel like you're in a war movie at the climax of that war movie or that battle, and you're in the front seat of that, and it puts you in that seat 24/7. Battlefield 6 is great at spectacle. It's great at cinematic battles. Not realism, cinematic. So while the gameplay does look a little too fast-paced for me, that might be something that you are interested in, and it is shaping up to deliver even bigger lobbies, better destruction tech, and more freedom to go completely off-script mid-battle. So if you want large-scale chaos with like a blockbuster feel, look no further than Battlefield 6. I think it's going to reach the same hype as Battlefield 1, just from what I'm seeing. So look for Battlefield 6 October 10th on PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, and of course, PC. Next, we've got Anvil Empires. So this is a game from the creators of Foxhole. Anvil Empires is going to deliver medieval MMO combat on a massive scale. Anvil Empires blends survival elements, city building, and huge siege warfare into one persistent world. Players aren't just going to be swinging swords, they're going to be actually shaping the landscape, constructing buildings, working together, building fortifications, working on tech trees, and working against another team of actual players. You're going to be coordinating multi-day assaults that feel more like living history than a match-based game. It's one of the most ambitious projects in the space right now, and it's definitely something you should keep your eye on. Anvil Empires is currently in pre-alpha testing with no scheduled release date, but when it finally does come out, look for it on PC. It looks like it's going to be a really good time, and the people who've gotten their hands on this game say it is something really special. And next on our list, we have PlanetSide 2. Yes, it has been out for years, but no one does planetary scale first-person shooter battles like PlanetSide 2. We're talking hundreds of players fighting simultaneously across sprawling continents in a never-ending tug-of-war. Even after all this time, the scale, combined with combined arms gameplay, still puts most modern shooters to shame. I mean, just look at this insanity. This game is nuts, and yes, it's basically on life support at this moment, at least for consoles, that being the PlayStation 5, which it was originally released on the PlayStation 4, but if you are interested in giving PlanetSide 2 a shot, check it out on PC. Next on our list is Hell Let Loose. So if you want a gritty, authentic World War II combat game with big lobbies, Hell Let Loose delivers with 50 versus 50 players, so 100 player battles. Now these battles aren't supposed to be run and gun battles, they're supposed to be tense, strategic, and demand coordination between infantry, armor, and artillery. Now really, when you play Hell Let Loose, it doesn't quite play out like that. More on that when we get to another game. It kind of devolves into no one's really communicating with each other and going for kills, but you know what? If you want something that walks the line between arcade shooter and milsim, this is a good game. You're gonna have fun. I mean, when the front lines light up with shells and everything's just raining down on you, you're gonna feel like you're in the middle of a full-scale military operation. Hell Let Loose is about the vibe and maybe not so much the strategy, but it's a good time, and that strategy is there if players are willing to use it. Next on the list is BattleBit Remastered. Now it may look like a blocky throwback, but don't let the visuals fool you. This isn't Minecraft, this is BattleBit. It's a modern, feature-rich first-person shooter with 254 player servers, and that is absolutely nuts. So yeah, you get fast matchmaking, there's tons of weapons, vehicles, and surprisingly deep teamwork mechanics, all while running just on about any PC. So if you can't run Battlefield 6, this might be your game, because it basically is Battlefield, just lightweight and insanely optimized. Now, just like Battlefield, this game is a little too fast-paced for me, so if you want something slower, maybe this isn't your game. But if you want an adrenaline-fueled match with just hundreds of people running around acting crazy and just a good time, well, BattleBit Remastered is your game. Next on our list is the polar opposite of what I just talked about, and that is Arma Reforger. So the Arma series originally started out as a training program for soldiers, and then it actually turned into a video game. You may remember Arma 2's DayZ mod turning into an actual full-blown game. PUBG even got its roots from Arma, and Fortnite got its roots from PUBG, so you can blame Arma for Fortnite. But there is Arma 1, 2, and 3, so what exactly is Arma Reforger? Well, Arma Reforger is kind of a carryover game game, taking us from 3 to Arma 4. They've gone on ahead and updated their engine and given it to the players to explore and experiment with and mod while they're waiting on the 4th installment. So this is their way of making sure the next game is as optimized as possible, and I think it's a genius idea. And the Arma series has always been about scale and realism, but there hasn't really been a lot of direction there. It's more of a sandbox, something for you to kind of come up with your own way of engaging and playing with the game. And Reforger is really no exception. And it's a little scaled down, it's a little bare bones, but it still has huge maps, deep military simulation, and endless possibilities thanks to modding. This is the type of game where a single firefight can stretch over an entire valley, and logistics are just as important as marksmanship. So the game's fun. I recommend everyone try it at least once because I think it is the most approachable Arma game out there. And they now have integrated modding support, which makes it easier than ever to create the game that you want to play. If there's a modded lobby you want to join, all you got to do is click on the lobby and click to install the mods, and it'll install and then throw you into the lobby. It is seamless and incredible. I am so excited for Arma 4 based on this. I cannot recommend Arma Reforger enough. Give it a shot. And Arma Reforger is available on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5, as well as PC. Next on our list is, in my opinion, a better version of Hell Let Loose. And that is Squad 44, previously known as Postscriptum. Squad 44 keeps the tactical authenticity alive with massive World War II battles. It's slower paced, brutally realistic, and teamwork isn't optional. You have to do it to survive. The combination of infantry maneuvers, armor support, and authentic World War II atmosphere make every match feel like a historical reenactment. Only the bullets actually kill you. And let me tell you, the first time you pull off a proper pincer move on an enemy position, oh my gosh, it feels so good. The game, in my opinion, is graphically better as well than Hell Let Loose. The sounds are better than Hell Let Loose. The teamwork is better than Hell Let Loose. The only thing that Hell Let Loose has that this game doesn't is more players. And honestly, I think that's a shame. But that's no one's fault other than the way they handled the marketing. If you're watching this video and you're curious at all in playing it, I'm telling you, just jump into the game. We need more players in Squad 44. You will get in and be able to have a full lobby. Just go for it. We need more people in Squad 44. It's an outstanding game and it is worth everyone's time. And in my opinion, it's better than Hell Let Loose. That's why it's higher on the list. Anyways, Squad 44 is available on PC. Next on the list, we just take off the 44, we have Squad. So Squad is the modern military counterpart to Squad 44, and it's the main star of the show. Squad puts players in massive combined arms warfare scenarios with an emphasis on communication. Matches can stretch for about 2 hours max, but they normally last about an hour. And victory often comes down to which side coordinates the best, not who has the fastest trigger finger, especially after the controversial infantry combat overhaul. Love it or hate it, it's in the game now, and a lot of people do seem to enjoy it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's plenty of videos online about the infantry combat overhaul, but there's so many different ways to play Squad. There's a whole Star Wars mod, there's a mod called Global Escalation with more factions and weapons, and the old style infantry handling mechanics. But there is no other game I've played that offers the kind of experience that Squad has with its 100-player battles, its dedication to realism, its incredible community, and its commitment to authenticity. So if you want to give Squad a try, you can look for it on PC. And pretty soon here, it's going to be getting its Unreal 5 engine update, so we'll see how that goes. Next on the list is Call to Arms Gates of Hell Ostfront. Look, y'all are sleeping on this one. This one's a bit different. It's a hybrid RTS and a direct control shooter. So you get your Total War style battles that are a bit more involved than Total War, to be honest, and you can actually directly control every little soldier on the field and run around. Everyone is named, everyone has their own inventory. It's nuts. And this game does deliver massive battles thanks to its scale and its combined arms focus. So there's tanks, infantry, artillery. You're not just controlling a squad when you're playing this game, you direct an entire army. And the battlefields, like the Battlefield series, are completely destructible. So it's so cool starting off looking at a battlefield, and it's not a battlefield yet, it's just a town. And at the end, it's a freaking crater and there's bodies everywhere. This game is nuts. And there's so many different things that you can do in the game. The level of freedom it gives the players is insane. So if you want both the big picture command and also the thrill of being in the fight, this is the perfect game for you. I can't think of a better game when it comes to battles. This is top of the line. You can find Call to Arms Gates of Hell Ostfront. Yes, I know it's a mouthful, but you can find it on PC. I should also add that the game does have an incredible modding community and all sorts of fun stuff. I think there's even a zombie mod that's extremely popular for the game with its own story and voiced NPCs. So that's something to look out for. Get this game. You're going to have hundreds and hundreds of hours of absolute World War II insanity. You can't go wrong with it. And number 1 on my list is Foxhole. And Foxhole is a persistent world MMO war game where every bullet, vehicle, and fortification is created and deployed by players. Wars in this game can last weeks, even months, and they involve thousands of people across a massive sprawling map. So you can run logistics and manufacturing, you can do frontline combat. It's a living, breathing war machine, and nothing else on the market comes even remotely close to matching the sheer scale of Foxhole. So if you're interested in war games but you don't like shooting, there might not be that many games out there for you, but this game is that game because you can work on the back lines and work on making the things that people need on the front lines. You could go behind enemy lines as a little scout party and sabotage enemy logistics and really make a difference in the war. There's a tech tree, and over time as the war progresses, new technology is seen and used on the battlefield. Not only that, but there's even factions within the teams with their own infighting and civil wars. This game is nuts. It's incredibly approachable, easy to learn, and difficult to master. So it doesn't have the steep learning curve that Called Arms Gates of Hell Ostfront has. You can just jump into this game and immediately start having fun. So that's why it's number 1. Nothing else offers what Foxhole offers, and I think everyone in the world is sleeping on this absolute masterclass of a game. Look for the Airborne update coming soon. That's going to add, of course, planes. There's already a Navy in the game. It is insane. So look for Foxhole on PC and join us in the fight. Just pick the right team, which is the Colonials. Screw you, Wardens. And you didn't think I'd just leave you hanging with those 10, did you? I've actually got a bonus for you. War of Rights. Now, I couldn't really bring myself to put this on the top 10 list because it's not really a dead game, but it has a very small, dedicated group of interesting people who play this game. There might be a little bit of profanity here and there, and maybe some words that are a little outdated being used, mainly by the Southern team, who takes it a little too seriously, but you know what? That's the fun. It's ridiculous. It's a brutally immersive American Civil War shooter where 150 players can battle it out in historically accurate regiments, tactics, and formations. And I said 150 players, but I've seen servers that are even bigger, up into the 400s. It is bonkers. This game is not about running off solo. It's about marching, standing side by side with your fellow teammates in the smoke, praying you don't get dropped in the first volley. And this game, I think, does a really good job of showing you just how brutal that combat was. And it's fun. Who would have thought it being really slow to reload would actually be a blast, but it's tense when you have people charging you and you're trying to get a shot off. You can also switch to your bayonet, but you're probably going to get hit too. Anyways, it's a blast. It's worth checking out. The servers typically pop on the weekend. Look for War of Rights on the PC. This is Dandy Andy at Dandy Andy Plays. If you notice, I'm sounding a little bit more energetic and better. I'm trying to quit smoking. So yeah, there's that. But anyways, I hope you found this list helpful. If you're into war games or tactical shooters, or maybe stories about game development and weird legends in gaming history, or maybe you just like listicles like this, you're in the right place. Go on ahead and subscribe, and at the very least, give the video a like. It would mean a lot. And right here, I've got 2 videos for you, and I've chosen them just for you. Well, the algorithm has. I think you're going to enjoy one of these videos. I'm just saying, maybe click on one. If not, and this is where we say our goodbyes, have a great rest of your day, night, week, year, whatever. Just stay safe out there. Peace.